Hey y'all, I'm Katherine, one of the dietitians at Blue Cross.
And I'm Laura and the other dietitian here.
And we're coming to y'all for another episode of Romaine, Calm, and Carrot On. Before we get started talking about our food in front of us, I just want to say a few things about Blue Cross. We're on all the social media channels, of course, here on Facebook, but TikTok, YouTube,
Instagram.
All right. I feel like I'm always leaving one out, but you can follow us on all the social media channels, learn more about us, and
check out our previous videos. We have a plethora.
Yeah, you're on Facebook and we're on YouTube.
Yes.
So yeah, that's about a little bit about us. And also day to day, we're making calls to our members, doing some education, helping with this.
People figure out how to make this healthy lifestyle actually work and put it into practice, because that is the struggle. So everybody kind of knows or slightly has an idea of what's supposed to happen, but making it happen and doing it on day to day is where I think we get hung up the most. So hopefully today, with some of the examples that we have, we want you to know that it can be simple. Not that it's always going to happen, but if we are prepared with having these things in our house, then it makes it a little bit smoother. And so I know that, I've gotten calls from someone saying, hey, I was telling my friend about how I was talking to a dietitian, they were asking how do they get to talk to a dietitian at Blue Cross. So know that 1-800 number on the screen is available for you to reach out to our staff. We have nurses, pharmacists, doctors, there's all kinds of people in our population health department. But yours truly, dietitians, you call that number, you get to speak with a nurse, and they send you over to us. And, so that's how you can kind of join in on the fun of healthy eating effortlessly, somewhat.
Yeah.
Or as effortlessly as it can get.
Yes.
That's our goal.
Yeah, so we do everything over the phone, so that's why we like doing these videos for the visual aspect. I still try to send everyone to these videos to see, which today we're really going to talk about meal planning and some easy meals that even we personally do, because that's one of our most common questions is, well, what can I eat? Send me a menu. What can I do? And we just always love to rattle off ideas. And I was just telling Laura that I feel so many people give themselves more restrictions than they need. For example, people tell me I cannot have rice. I know I cannot have pasta. But then they go to the fast food restaurant. And they'll have fries and a burger, but they won't have a meal with rice, which, think about it, there's no fat to rice, there's no salt. Granted, we may add some stuff to it, but let's think about the big picture. So we're going to try to give y'all some examples of meals that have all the food groups so that you can learn to eat corn again and rice again. It's all just portion control.
So one of the meals that I like to do is I buy the pre-pattied hamburger meat. It's a little bit faster. And so I do my salt and pepper with these. And so it's more of like a hamburger steak. So I cut up an onion, saute it in a skillet. If I'm feeling, excited or whatever, adventurous, I'll put some mushrooms in there to kind of create a gravy. I love these mashed potatoes personally, and my kids eat them. So if you're by yourself, this has 30 grams, I believe. The food label is on the big thing. But I'm almost positive it's 30 grams. Or this is not that big for a family, but they do have the packets that they're even bigger, that you can do the, for the whole family. And then you just measure it. So, I'm having mashed potatoes. So I have them in my pot. So I dip my mashed potatoes out of my pot, and I put them on my plate with my half a plate of green beans. Of course, it can be fresh, but we didn't get to the grocery store today. I had this frozen. This is in my pantry. This is in my pantry. I'm not having to say, oh, we don't have anything. Let's go to the fast food or stop and get something on the way home. I can do this and still be doing great. So that's a really fast question. Yes, ma'am.
There's too much salt in those potatoes, right?
That is incorrect. So let me get my cheaters out because I am to the cheater age. Let's see. All right. So 460 for a half a cup dry. So I hate when they do that because
Yeah.
nobody eats dry mashed potatoes.
We'll put on the screen though how many milligrams of salt we recommend per meal, which is about 670 per meal because we want to do 2,000 a day. So if you said about 400 something, and then of course the green beans, yes, there's some salt. Rinse it, and you can add some non-salt seasonings. Like I love adding garlic powder to my canned green beans. I like adding cracked pepper. You can add some stuff that doesn't have salt to it. And
I'll say this, like, okay, so this might have more sodium than I'm going for, but I say this a lot. Like, you can't nail it all, right? So I'm nailing my carbohydrates around that 30 grams per meal with a cup of cooked mashed potatoes. And so my salt's a little bit higher, but I cooked this instead of going to McDonald's and getting a meal. I've saved significantly. Even if the sodium is over, it's still under what you're going to get out of the restaurant.
correct.
It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So people look at the numbers are pretty cut and dry. It's here. Whereas wherever you pick up, it's not. And so it's like, oh, it must be 0. No, that's not true. So, so we know that behaviors drive the changes in our scale, in our blood pressure, in our blood sugars, right? So the behavior is what is going to make this be that lifestyle change. And the behavior of having this in my house is what really is going to set the stage for success in the long run. Whereas I haven't learned anything if I go through a line or pick up something. So again, you can't nail it all, but this is still a huge step in the right direction. So that's my hamburger steaks with mashed potatoes, green beans.
I just want to say the food groups that y'all will notice is a theme that we're doing. A protein, carb, and vegetable is something we just try to drill into when you're planning your meals, so that you're not taking away these and you're having a whole pasta dish with it. I mean, maybe that doesn't go with mashed potatoes, but you get what I'm saying.
But you have mashed potatoes, beef, and then you have corn,
which is all carbohydrates.
This is 2 carbs with the protein instead of 1 carb, a protein, and a half a plate of vegetables.
Just a lot more calories and carbs, and of course for our diabetics, we want to watch it. So
yeah, 25 calories versus 80. It's huge.
Yeah,
huge, I tell you.
Okay, so let's talk about another easy meal for me that's very little prep time. So pork tenderloins. Don't be scared of pork. I know a lot of people think they can't have pork for some reason because I think people think it's bacon and high salt. But I grabbed 2 because I thought this was really interesting. I feel like I normally get the peppercorn because of the great flavor, but I compared the salt with this roasted garlic and cracked pepper, and it actually has less sodium than this one. So instead of rattling it all off, I will just say the roasted garlic has about 250 milligrams less salt per serving, a little bit about 250. So it's a really good option. It's not a high salt meat. Now, I love to take broccoli. I do not cook it like this. I do chop it up. And in a bowl, I love to add olive oil, garlic powder, some seasonings, and then I love roasting my broccoli. Also like steaming it in the microwave for a few minutes, whatever you prefer. So there's our vegetable. And then I have some canned corn in the in the pantry. And there is my carbohydrate. And again, 1 cup. So a cup is a serving that we want for corn. Then we have our protein, vegetable. Da-da-da-da. If you don't have broccoli on hand, another thing.
Carrots, right? So I love to roast carrots. I peel them myself. I chop them up like little long sticks. They're awesome roasted as well.
Oh, and my asparagus. I didn't grab asparagus, but I do love asparagus on my sheet pan too. And I toss it in balsamic vinaigrette and olive oil and seasonings. And it takes 15 minutes in the oven.
Look, I just found this balsamic vinaigrette. And if you don't want to toss it yourself, you can buy the pre one. This one has 160 milligrams. So we say 140 if it's considered low in sodium. So 160 is awesome. I've never done the olive oil with this like in mixture before I spread it. That's good. I always just do like the olive oil, and then you said you put it in a little bowl.
Oh, when I do this, yes. When I
Interesting.
put it in a bowl, toss it so it coats it all very well. And I do that. So I buy the frozen Brussels sprouts. Even though they're frozen, I put them in a bowl and toss them with the seasoning and olive oil in a bowl and dump it. But tell them about your foil. Why do we have foil on it?
Because it's so easy to clean up. I mean, you're cooking, you're done. You take this, you throw it in the trash can. You don't even have to clean the sheet pan. Huge.
No washes.
Huge.
No washes to dish. Okay, well, while we're on my side, I will say this. Okay, a rotisserie chicken, if y'all follow any of our videos or if you're one of our patients, you know that we love rotisserie chickens. I have no time to sit there and cook a whole chicken in my oven, so I will buy a rotisserie chicken. This one is already cut up. They didn't have any left, so I got the cut up one. So here's our protein. Well, this, oh my gosh, y'all, avocado Caesar salad looks delicious. It has a little bit corn and tortilla strips and avocado Caesar dressing. Here's a bag salad you can make with it. I mean, they can go together or not. And you could have, let's go back. I mean, we could have corn again. You could have corn 2 nights in a row.
Or fruit or
peas, another canned vegetable if you want.
I like black eyed peas or garbanzo beans. I love to put in the salad as well.
But if you're doing it separate, because my kids would not eat a salad topped with chicken, they would eat chicken, and then we would have some sort of carb with it. The mashed potatoes, ding, 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 and then a salad. So super, super easy.
Yeah.
With protein, carbohydrate, vegetable. So.
Moving on to another super duper quick meal. I love frozen meatballs. So everybody has them. These are Costco's, but Walmart, I mean, everybody has meatballs. So you can put these babies in the air fryer. The thing I love about pasta that's in a shape is that you can measure it raw. So this is 1 cup raw pasta. So I know that this is 45 grams of carbs. So I boil, let's just say it's me. I have a lot of people that talk about how it's just them at home and they don't like to cook for just them. These are awesome. You can take out 4 or 5, however many meatballs you want. You can boil just 1 cup of pasta. And so you know that this is what's going to turn out when you, once it's cooked. And so I don't have spaghetti sauce, but most of us are going to have spaghetti sauce. But you could even make it work with just a jar of like regular tomato sauce. I have some Italian seasoning here that does not have salt in the ingredients, which is huge. Onion powder, garlic powder. Cut up some fresh tomatoes. Cut up, you can make it, give it some oomph with just what you have in the house. And that's your meal. And then you need a half a plate of vegetables. So I think cabbage is something that gets like it's not just New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, right? This is super easy to cook. I love I do 2 slices of bacon. So each slice.
What? You can't have bacon.
Blasphemy. So 1 slice of bacon has 200 milligrams. So 2 slices of bacon, I'm at 400 milligrams. And if I don't eat this whole thing, thank goodness, right? My family would not like me. But if you eat some of this, you're not going to get all 400 milligrams of sodium.
Bacon, because it's dispersed through the whole cabbage.
Head of cabbage. And I like them because they're small. Like sometimes during around New Year's Day, they're ginormous. So I like them now because they're a little bit smaller. It's a little bit reasonable. Yeah. And so I have a half a plate of my cabbage. I have my pasta with my salsa on top, and then I have my meatballs. And it's a super duper balanced.
I had a thought, that's a good idea for someone who's cooking for a family, for sure. But if you're by yourself and don't want to cook cabbage, the Albertsons have Sheila's by Albertsons, has a great option of a bag salad, which you don't have to have that. But taking just half of this on your plate with your meatballs and pasta.
Half from your chicken that you ate.
Yeah, and then you have this for tomorrow. But it could be an easy vegetable, but the cabbage and bacon sounds delicious.
And also you can boil some for tomorrow's lunch, right? So we talk about lunch. It's super important that, we're not also relying on the fast food. So if I know tomorrow I need to make my meal, I just go ahead and make another. Maybe I make 2 portions while I'm making it, and half of it goes into the Tupperware immediately.
Yes.
Super quick, easy.
I do recommend that. When you're picking up at night, put your lunch portion out.
So another thing in my air fryer, so it took me a little while to get to the air fryer, and I haven't I think I'm gonna buy an air fryer cookbook because I haven't really nailed it. I'm still doing package type items. But another thing that I have started to do is I will take fish sticks and put them in my air fryer with tortillas and make fish tacos. And so I have a bag of coleslaw, or I cut up my own lettuce with some avocado.
Yum.
And it's good. I mean, and I got the idea from the back of the bag. Hello. Read your labels. You might learn something extra. And I love the bag. Anything that has the air fryer instructions, I buy it. I'm like, yes, sold. Because not that it's hard to get them in.
Those look fabulous. Yeah.
Aren't they?
Yum.
Isn't it great? And I made it, and it was really good. Awesome. Yeah, super excited. Also, you can do my air fryer. I found these little gems because everybody,
I bet those are so much better in an air fryer than a microwave.
they're so much better in an air fryer than a microwave.
Yeah.
I get tired of my sandwiches. We talk about how Katherine eats a frozen meal every day of her life. I eat a sandwich every day of my life. Woo woo! I finally got tired of it. So these were awesome, and it says great for the air fryer. I'm like, sold.
Wow.
I know. And it's really tasty. And it's got a cauliflower crust. Even if it was really regular bread, I would have been like, yes.
I thought we can't have bread. It's a carb.
Yes,
sandwiches.
Bread. I eat a sandwich a lot of days of the week. Each slice of bread is 15, so a whole sandwich is 30. It's fine. Women need 30 to 45. Men 45 to 60.
Now to keep going back to salad, but then have some of this on the side instead of a bag of Doritos.
Correct. I do try to have my vegetable leftover from the night.
Yeah, like that would be
This would
delicious.
be really good. Yeah.
With a sandwich.
So I haven't found, this is only at Walmart. They didn't have it at Albertsons. I was kind of bummed.
Target has the biggest selection of frozen dinners.
But yeah, anything that has this little did you know they changed the name?
Now they have some lean cuisine and they have some life cuisine.
Who knew?
Me, I'm with frozen. I love frozen dinners. And so how much sodium is in that?
Gosh, 610.
But
you can have
that's all you're having. I mean, if you're having just that, again, we're having the $6.70 per meal. I mean, so yeah, there's some salt in it, but if you're going by Subway, Jimmy John's, Chick-fil-A, any fast food restaurant, they're going to be a lot more salt than 600.
And so expensive. I mean, can we talk about the food cost, right? So it's going up in the grocery store, but it's significantly going up in the restaurants because they got to make money as well as fast food. So price, if I can't get someone to do it for the ease of and the necessity of their health and their body, then I can usually get them for their bank account. Okay, one more quick meal idea. So
wait, I'm a patient. I live in Louisiana. Don't tell me I can't have red beans and rice or gumbo.
There's a lot of people that live in northern states that also eat red beans. But
I live in Louisiana. So.
Everybody talks about how they live in Louisiana. This is how we do. I make sure that they know that we also live in Louisiana. Anyway, okay. Red beans and rice. Crock pot is the best, right? Best case scenario is you have your big old crock pot because today we drop our book sacks, we get in the car, we go to dance and football, we come home, everybody's ravenous. And so we start dipping up our red beans and our rice that we made in our rice cooker. I think that I've convinced Katherine to get a rice cooker.
I have a rice cooker. I do the minute rice, but this looks amazing.
So the thing I love about rice cookers, it just makes it really easy to dish up your rice. So this is a half a cup because it's smoking hot, right? So this is about, so we say 1/3 cup is 15, 2/3 cup is 30. So this is a half. So we're going like 22-ish. Okay. So I have a half a cup of rice and I don't have my beans because I just didn't have time this morning. So I'm pulling out my blue runners. And so I'm going to do a half a cup of beans.
Which are another carbohydrate.
Another carbohydrate. So I'm at 15 with a half a cup of beans, 22 with my rice. And I'm not going to have just beans and rice in my plate with my cornbread.
And sausage.
Maybe I'm going to grill a piece of sausage in the skillet. No time. And then what's left?
Vegetables.
So this is frozen spinach. You could do that cabbage that we had. You could do like mustard greens, collard greens, any kind of green or any vegetable,
beans,
honestly.
Yeah.
Coleslaw, whatever, But just to say, like, so this is kind of a plug for the Fresh Pickins and the Southside Produce. We're in Baton Rouge, obviously. But if you have a farmer's market type, they have all that stuff pre-done. And so it's supporting local and it's convenient and it's freezer. And so you could just, same thing that we did with the cabbage. Take that bacon, put it in the skillet and saute it with the bacon. Or you could I just do like a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper with my spinach. You could do butter. You could there's some possibilities here.
Point is to get a vegetable, because if we're just having, while this has protein because it's a bean, it's still a carbohydrate. We have carbs, and protein. So if this is all that we're having, again, it's just carbs and protein. And we do understand this meal probably is higher salt than any of the other meals we've mentioned. But again, I mean, we're not always perfect. But if we're having something like this, hopefully this is a heck of a lot better than having Taco Bell or a Whopper and fries or something like that.
You're teaching your kids that fast food and restaurants aren't the option for when we're, like that's not what we do. It's fine to do sometimes, but ideally we're trying to, because we eat what we were growing up eating. So it's kind of like just also helping them learn. And if you don't measure, then you have no idea. And it's very easy. Like this is my serving spoon for anything. And mainly the starch, because when you are at a friend's house or you are at the restaurant and you get the bowl of red beans and your rice and you know that this is what a half a cup looks like on your plate, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's like 600 grams of carbs because that bowl is ginormous. So it kind of just enables you to visualize and guesstimate when you're outside of your house. Like,
one good tip you've given before is to serve yourself with the vegetable first. So if your plate is clean or empty, of course, if you fill it with the carbs and protein, it doesn't leave much room for vegetables. So if we're even taking some roasted broccoli and scooping up a cup, at least we still have, a big part of our plate filled up with a vegetable. And then it just kind of, you can fill up more, I guess. That was a really good idea. I do that a lot when I'm serving my husband's plate.
Yeah, I actually do that at home, like put the vegetables
I do that on myself too, but
because it's just an easy way of like, let's say you're not measuring because you're like, I don't feel like measuring today, but I know that I'm gonna put my vegetables on first and then my meat second, so there's only so much room. And I guarantee you, if you did it the opposite way, there's not a half a plate left over for the vegetables. So it's just a quick, easy way. Like if you're at a friend's house and you're dishing yourself, or at a party or whatever, you put the vegetables on first.
Yep.
All right, we are signing off. I hope today gave you some good tips, some visuals of how you can make your evenings slightly stress-free-ish with regards to food. And it's very doable. It's very affordable. And it doesn't have to be this huge, 3-hour process where there's flour all over the kitchen, right? That's not what we're looking for. If you need more, know that we're here. We want to talk to you. We want to help you. We want you to feel comfortable going out into the world and being healthy. So call us. Again, reach out.
Also, our other videos too, like you could go look at the different topics. We have another meal planning video. We have some of us in the grocery store. So you can check out some of our other videos. And of course, remain calm.
And carry it on.
When it comes to meal planning, you got it.